Welcome back to Living 808. Today's Straight Talk is about something very serious. And if you have children in the room, you may want them to come back in about 5 minutes. Today we're talking about sexual assault.
And the statistics might surprise you a bit.
Joined by Risa and Edwina of Ho'oko LLC, and we are having a straight talk today about sexual assault. Thank you, ladies, for being with us and for the talk.
Thanks for having us, John.
Let's start off by just telling everybody, our viewers here, what exactly sexual assault is. Some may have a different view, an opinion about it. Let's get it straight.
So sexual assault is any type of sexual activity or contact that happens without a person's consent. And typically there are three different ways that it can occur. One is penetration, and that's a penetration of a body part by another body part or object. It is contact of genitalia or intimate body parts and or exposure of those same genitalia or intimate body parts without agreeing to that. Sexual assault is also part of a broader sexual harassment category, and harassment includes creating a hostile environment with inappropriate jokes or lewd looks and making someone feel uncomfortable in the environment that they are in. Both sexual assault and sexual harassment are crimes, and they can be reported.
And of course, we have some alarming statistics. Edwina, you've got the numbers.
Well, John, according to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, 4 out of 5 women who have been raped are oftentimes raped before the age of 25. 40% of women who have been raped are also assaulted before the age of 18. Although, John, both women and men both do commit sexual assault, 90% of perpetrators of crimes against women are caused by men. The National Sexual Violence Resource Center also found that 1/4 of male victims of assault experienced their assault 10 years or younger. In general, U.S. population also shows that 1 in 5 women and 1 in 71 men in the U.S. also have been raped.
Sexual abuse is non-discriminatory. It can happen to anyone, any age, any background, any culture. It can include children, elders, it can include people with disabilities. Oftentimes, people think that sexual assault happens by a complete stranger, but that's actually on the contrary. Sexual assault happens usually by someone that people know, whether it be a friend, an acquaintance, someone that they allow into their circle, they trust. So these types of things are extremely dangerous in that, you don't always know who to trust, and yet at the same time that person may be someone who could perpetrate against you, and so it's difficult. Sexual assault also happens in marriages, in coupleships, and that's considered marital or partner rape, where you're forced to do something against your will. Sexual assault also happens, with drug-assisted types of things, often known as roofies or being roofied. And the reason for that is they use a drug called Rohypnol, which is odorless and colorless and super easy to slip into someone's drink. Those kinds of things happen. You can tell because someone becomes they lose their ability to kind of focus and concentrate. They might have amnesia, they're falling all over the place, they might be throwing up, have bad headaches. But these types of things are the things that happen in sexual assaults in environments that are typically ones that you would trust.
It can be extremely uncomfortable for someone to come forward or tell on someone that may have done something. What are some practical steps to take if you've been assaulted or if you've known someone who has?
First thing is, if you know someone who has been sexually assaulted, the very first thing that they can do is go seek medical attention immediately. Go to the hospital. They are able to provide a rape kit. They can and also report things to the police as well too. Documentation is very important, and this is why going to the hospital and filing a police report is very important. And that's an event if a person chooses to legally file charges against a perpetrator, they need to have documentation. Also, for the victim, seek professional help. Find a therapist who is trained in trauma so that they can help you and assist you to go through this. The worst thing, John, that a person can do, though, is to pretend that this did not happen to them, or try to not think about it, or pretend that even that you're fine. Not talking about it is really the worst thing that you can do when you've been victimized.
Which means one of the best things you can do is to talk about it or seek help. And that leads me to my next question. How, if someone has questions, can they get treatment for sexual assault for themselves or someone they know? How can they get some help?
Absolutely. They can contact us at our center at 808-375-7712 or www.ho'okollc.com. We have therapists who specialize in treating trauma.
Difficult topic, but thank you so much for the straight talk.
Thanks, John.
Thank you, John.
A conversation that needs to be had for just about anybody. I mean, they had some great tips, some good advice. And they will continue to give good advice. If you want to contact them, we have their information on our website shortly after the show. It's kh12.com. So very good tips and advice from Risa and Edwina. We are going to take